The planet Heir was a world of ancient traditions, towering crystalline cities, and deep forests that shimmered with bioluminescent life. But above all, Heir was ruled by the alien queen, a sovereign whose crown was not just a symbol of power, it was a living relic, attuned to the soul of its rightful heir. For centuries, the crown had rejected every would-be successor from the royal bloodline, causing chaos and uncertainty in the empire. Until it chose a human. Chapter 1. The Prisoner. Jace Collins never thought his capture by Heiran forces would lead him to anything but a slow death in a foreign prison. A former soldier turned fugitive, he was caught during a skirmish on a mining colony near the outer rim of the galaxy. His cell was cold and dim, carved from the shimmering obsidian stone native to Heir. The other prisoners were strange creatures, some alien, some mutated by the harsh conditions. Jace was isolated, given no information, no hope. But the Queen's guards came for him, not like the others. Their demeanor was reverent, hesitant. They led him through vast halls that glowed with alien runes, until he was brought before the alien queen herself. She was unlike any ruler Jace had ever seen, tall and regal, with skin that reflected the colors of the sky, eyes glowing faintly silver, and an aura that crackled with raw power. "Jace Collins," she said, her voice melodic yet commanding. "You have been brought here for a purpose beyond your understanding." Jace swallowed his fear. "I'm no one. Just a prisoner." She smiled faintly. "That is why you have been chosen." Chapter 2. The Crown's Will. The alien queen revealed the ancient legend of the crown. It was forged from the heart of a dying star, infused with the souls of past queens. It was sentient and could only be worn by one whose spirit matched its own, an heir who would bring balance and strength to Heir. For centuries, the crown had rejected the royal family's descendants. They were either too weak, too proud, or too cruel. The kingdom had suffered without a true ruler, teetering on the edge of collapse. Many have sought to claim the throne, but the crown only responds to the worthy, the queen explained. And now, it calls to you. Jace was stunned. "Me. I'm human, a prisoner from a distant world." "Exactly. You are a stranger to Heir, unbound by its political games or bloodlines. Your heart has endured hardship and captivity, but you have not lost your will. The crown sees your strength." She gestured, and a pedestal rose from the floor, holding the crown, a delicate yet imposing headpiece, shimmering with cosmic light. Jace hesitated. No human had ever been chosen before. Could he accept a destiny so far from everything he knew? But the crown floated toward him, hovering inches from his head. As he reached out, it glowed brighter, and then gently settled upon his brow. Chapter 3. The Trials Begin. The moment the crown touched Jace, the air around him shimmered. Visions flooded his mind. Battles, sacrifices, wisdom of past queens, the rise and fall of empires. The queen explained, "The crown's power is not a gift, it is a burden. To claim the throne, you must prove yourself through the trials of the ancients." Jace had no choice. The crown's bond was irreversible, and the survival of Heir depended on his success. The trials would test his mind, body, and spirit. They would push him to limits he never imagined. Chapter 4. The First Trial, Strength of Heart. Jace was transported to a vast arena, under twin suns. The first trial was a battle against a creature born from the planet's deepest shadows, a giant beast with claws that tore through metal and eyes that burned with hatred. Jace fought with every ounce of skill and courage he had. Though wounded, he did not falter. He realized the trial was not only about physical strength but the will to protect those who could not defend themselves. As he defeated the beast, the crown's glow intensified. Chapter 5. The Second Trial, Wisdom of Ages. The next challenge tested Jace's mind. He was plunged into a labyrinth of memories, both his own and those of the previous queens. He had to decipher ancient riddles and understand the delicate balance of Heir politics and history. At times, the flood of knowledge was overwhelming. But Jace remembered his past, the mistakes he'd made, the lessons learned in exile and battle. By accepting the pain and triumphs of others, he unlocked the labyrinth's exit. Chapter 6: The Third Trial, Spirit of Unity. The final trial brought Jace back to the heart of Heir, a sacred grove where the living crystals hummed in harmony. Here, the crown tested his ability to unite the fractured clans and alien factions. Voices of doubt and hatred rose around him. Some saw him as an outsider, a foreign invader unworthy of their allegiance. Jace spoke from his heart, reminding them of their shared history, their common enemies, and the promise of peace. Slowly, the factions lowered their weapons and joined hands. Chapter 7: The Coronation. The trials complete, Jace returned to the palace. The alien queen bowed to him. "The crown has chosen well," she said. "You are the true heir." The ceremony was unlike any Jace had imagined. As the crown's light spread through the city, the people of Heir cheered, united at last. Jace felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders, but also a fierce hope. He was no longer a prisoner, he was a ruler, a bridge between worlds. Epilogue: A New Dawn. Under Jace's rule, Heir flourished. He introduced ideas from his home planet: fairness, justice, and respect for all life. The crown's power allowed him to communicate with the planet itself, sensing dangers and guiding his people through prosperity. Jace often thought of his past life, the cell where he had once languished, and smiled. Sometimes, destiny chooses the most unlikely heroes, even a human prisoner, to change the fate of an empire.